Who gave you the introduction to this world of drug dealing?
You know, I was around 12 or 13 years old at the time. I'm standing on the corner with him while he sell his dope.
Mother involved, father involved,
Right.
whole family just entrenched with this type of lifestyle and
Right.
environment. What's your first recollection of like, okay, this real money here?
You know, even when I got my first couple million, you gotta understand, I'm putting my little bag on now and he got a pallet full of this money. I'm trying to figure out how the f I can get that pallet.
I'm over here shaking my head, yeah, but I ain't following. Hey, jail. How many times you been to jail?
Oh man, like 30, so over 30.
Over 30 times.
And we was in like these hotels. But you gotta understand, I'm still a kid. I ain't never in 7th, 8th grade. So when it get late, you know, I got sleepy at that time, around that age. You know, I still gotta go to goddamn school. So I
got sleepy. Boy, when I tell you, boy, this is real reality TV right here. Take me through this whole situation of a plea deal. So some would say you cooperated, some would say you snitched.
I don't think that the brother Ghana knew what he was doing.
I seen some on World Star. I said, who the f is this standing up on a Lamborghini throwing out ones to the homeless?
No disrespect to the scribbles, but them bitches be ungrateful. So I like to go where I feel appreciated.
But why not just hand them the damn money? Your lady been by your side throughout this whole process.
Right.
You think she ever cheated on you?
Nah, hell nah. These women that I have had these affairs with have helped us, you smell me? My girl deserves a certain amount of respect, you smell me?
Can she go talk to another dude?
Hell nah. I remember being on that plane when they came up the stairs and got me, knowing that I'm finna go to jail, and I remember feeling the relief of mountains just coming off me.
Did you ever feel bad for doing, like, selling drugs?
I done seen a girl that was once pretty before I went to jail. I get out and now she look like
Any regrets from selling drugs?
The aspect of, you know, niggas singing my songs and then utilizing my songs to motivate them, and now you sitting in prison for 20, 30 years. I'm kind of the reason this nigga in here. I was his motivation. I was his role model. I'm the nigga who he wanted to be. That guilt will kill you. That's why I try to do so much in my community to cleanse my soul of that sin.
Hey, hold on, stop. We're gonna get back to the content at hand, but while I have your attention, I need you to go to iconicsaga.com and become an icon today. That's ad-free content, exclusive giveaways. Become an icon today. Just $1 a month. Back to the show. Hey, you! Come here real quick. Come in closer. Closer. Hey. Hit that subscribe button. Back to the show. Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it would be. Cam Newton, the son, Mr. Boogie, the all here with another episode of Funky Friday. And I promise, I really do promise to give good content for the masses. But most of all, I promise to keep it funky for your asses. Now, this particular episode is something that I will enjoy because this is a native of Atlanta. Always home team, no matter where I go. So, this person is a rapper, neighborhood hero. I mentioned an ATL native, father, provider, most of all, a mastermind. And as he would say it, found gone, my dog, my partner, Mr. Ralo, my guy.
Hey man, what's up, baby?
You straight?
Of course.
Let's rock and roll, bro. How you doing, dog?
I'm free, man. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm appreciative. I'm at peace. I'm a lot of goddamn things, but they all good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, has there ever been a time where, outside of the obvious reasons, where you wasn't?
I mean, dealing with, you know, different kind of betrayal, you know, you'll see a motherfucker here with you today, and the next day they your biggest op. You smell me? So, like, that shit be taking a toll on me because, you know, whenever you with certain individuals, you be planning life with these people, you smell me? So that's the only time where I be kind of at halt because you know, now I got to rearrange whole plans that I had, you know what I'm saying, put in place for us as a family. You smell me?
Yes, sir. So we're gonna start obviously from the beginning.
Right.
Being from Atlanta. And I call Atlanta Wakanda. Bruh.
Right.
Don't matter if you're an athlete, don't matter if you're an entertainer, don't matter if you're an entrepreneur, don't matter if you're a doctor, don't matter if you're a lawyer. If you're black, you have real opportunity
Right.
in Atlanta.
Right.
So for you, what high school you go to?
I went to Frederick Douglass High School.
Duh.
Yeah, but I was kicked out, and I went to CEP, Community Education Partners. They call it Forest Hill Academy now. It's an alternative school. And I left from there, and I went to CREM, open campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even throughout this whole creation of Ralo, so to speak, right?
Right.
You from the part of the town that we call the Bluff.
Right.
Explain the Bluff for the people who don't know.
I mean, the Bluff ain't the Bluff that it was coming up. You smell me? It's in the middle of Bankhead and Simpson Road, and if you can kind of put it in your head, you know, well, Shawty Low and the Honorable Brother T.I., they used to have this massive conflict. They used to call it Bankhead, and you know, from going to prison and now knowing that these streets, whether it's Bankhead, Simpson Road, Ashby, that we used to get tattooed on us and stuff, these are people that, you know, enslaved us, you smell me? So, you know, it was a small community. Well, it was a big community. And, you know, it was just a lot of drug dealing, a lot of prostitution, a lot of gambling, a lot of killing, a lot of everything over there, you smell me? So, like, you know, I was born and raised in that environment, and, you know, coming from that environment to seeing it now, you know, it's just a total transformation.
So growing up into this world as we know it, well, my world and your world is two different type of situations, no different than anybody else who I may be talking to or have talked to.
Right.
What caught your eye? Like, what was something as far as impacting you in a way, okay, I want that. Okay, I see this person, or who had the biggest influence that you allowed to impact you growing up?
Who had the biggest impact on me growing up? You know, of course, it was around the corner dope boys and, you know, different people that was having, you know, it was all about, at that time, it was all about how could I be able to sell what they selling? Because at that time I was buying, you know, from these individuals. So I was trying to really figure out, okay, if I'm paying $500 for, they used to call it a 31, they used to give you 3 grams extra on a 28 gram ounce. I used to always wonder, like, how much profit this motherfucker making? You smell me? So those were some of the intriguing things that really, you know, cause back then, it was never about a car, it was never about a chain. You know, I ain't started getting no chains and stuff until I started messing around with Scooter and when he got into the rap game or whatnot, but you know, it was all about how could I, and then, you know, I was a big fan of dogs. You know, that when the Miami boys came to Atlanta. When the Miami boys came to Atlanta, they just was big into these dogs, and I used to love rock rollers. There was a dude around the corner named Tip. He was from Miami, and he had a trap house on every corner, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to evaluate, like, how the hell he just come from Miami and come take over our neighborhood? So those type of things that I was interested in learning and knowing how did they do that so I can do that, you see what I mean?
You're speaking on curiosity.
Right.
Right? Even for me now, in business, I'm always curious.
Right.
Of like, how? My curiosity to you is, when you use slang, I'm not about to be one of these guys that is gonna cap and say, I understand drug dealing lingo.
Right.
You know, a lot of what people understand from, you got that za, or 36 O's, or grams, or like, let me get a gram. All this is talk that we hear in rap music.
Right.
So let's stop. Like, it wasn't ever a time where somebody was like, yo, bro, let me show you how to cook crack. Let me show you how to you know what I'm saying, talk to the plug, you know what I'm saying? All this is right there in your face in music. But you've actually done this at a high level. Who gave you the introduction to this world of drug dealing?
It was a dude by the name of Big Man. He used to go with my sister. He got 2 kids by my sister, Olivia and Octavius. And he used to trap on the corner of James P. Broadley and North Avenue. And, you know, I used to ride my bike. You know, I was around 12 or 13 years old at the time. And I used to ride my bike. It was around the time Toshiba had got killed in the bluff on the corner. And I just was like, shit, enough is enough. Like, I gotta see, cause I see him, I'm standing on the corner with him while he sell his dope. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, shit, I was curious. I was like, shit, let me see how much I can, cause he paid $50 for a $50 slab. So I was like, shit, I got an uncle, his name Ironhead. And I called him up, I said, I need me a $100 slab. He gave me 2 $50 slabs. I cut it up. I really didn't make no profit because I really didn't know it's a technique to cutting up crack. You smell me? Like, and it's a certain kind of razors you want to use, which is treat razors. It's a certain kind of, you know, baggies you want to use, which is 12A. So, you know, I didn't even know none of this at the time because different sizes of bags would determine, you know, how much profit you make. I fucked around about the biggest bags, and now I'm giving away. I'm wondering why all the customers keep coming to me and nobody ain't making no money, but I ain't really making no money either because I ain't profiting. So it was a lady named by the name of Muffin. She told me like, look, Terrell, you gotta cut it up in a certain way. And that's when I started learning how to make profits from it. So, you know, Big Man probably introduced me to, you know what I'm saying, the block, you know, a block that I was from, of course, and, you know, I had not never just distributed drugs. I always watched my parents and my siblings and, you know, all the people around me deal with it. But he actually, my first time ever selling 1 stack of crack was with him.
So as you're talking,
Right.
you said mother involved,
Right.
father involved,
Right.
whole family just entrenched with this type of lifestyle and environment. Now, for the viewer, you may see that as dysfunction, or you may see this as whatever, right? I'm looking at this like this is no different than I was just watching a documentary on Netflix called Mr. McMahon. Right? His son seen his dad promote. His daughter, Vince McMahon, his daughter was also impacted by promoting.
Right.
So no matter as what you're doing, people are going to be driven to do that if this is something that makes money.
Right.
So your situation is no different than anybody else. The commodity is different.
Right.
The impact is also different.
Right.
But it's still business.
Right.
You feel me?
Family business.
So I'm in this situation where it's like, bro, I'm extremely intrigued of like, okay, what if your mom, your dad, uncles, big, fat, or whoever you describe had businesses that they say?
You know, I get that a lot from my fiance cousin Poo Poo. She tell me all the time. Well, she used to tell me all the time because, you know, I ain't really have time to be in the studio. I ain't really have time to be doing shows and doing videos. I really had a very small window to even do this type of stuff. So, like, she used to always tell me, like, you know, if you put that same energy in some businesses, I think that you'll have a massive company. You smell me? But, you know, I ain't know that type of shit. You smell me? So, you know, going to prison and studying books and, you know, asking questions with real estate people and stuff like that, that's when I started learning about real estate. But at first, you know, I was in the same position, like, damn, like, I ain't know anything outside of the trap. You smell me?
Yeah.
So
this is a real quote from Elon Musk.
Right.
We all know him as Tesla's creator or whatever, SpaceX, amongst other different business prowess that he has been successful in. He said the greatest entrepreneurs in America's history has been drug dealers.
Right.
Pablo Escobar is the greatest businessman of all time.
Right.
So instead of him trafficking narcotics and having a stress level of saying, I have to watch out because I can die.
Right.
Bill Gates is just saying, okay, that's a bad investment and I'll lose millions of billions. One is fighting for his life. The other one is fighting for just money. You dig what I'm saying? So one needs this. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna learn about business, I'm gonna take this opportunity to learn from any and everything. Call it crazy, call me corrupt, call me delusional, but I'm like, yo, my nigga, like, your cousin is correct. Because that same type of brain power, you started seeing profit and loss, understanding portion control, understanding, okay, bro, if I'm selling a soda to you at 12 cents or 25 cents, but I'm getting that soda for 26 cents, that ain't really no profit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even if I can open up the cup and control the pouring scale, I'm giving you 10 cents on that damn cup, but I'm charging you. Makes sense. So the commodity is completely different.
Right.
It's still business.
Still business.
A person that I've done my research on to understand had a major impact for you was your grandmother.
Right.
What was it like growing up in that grandmother's house?
I mean, you know, the grandmama thing, she was the first person that I was close to that had Section 8. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes with Section 8, you ain't got to worry about the rent. You smell me? So my grandma ain't have too much of a stress level, and also she had always welcomed me in with open arms. Every time we get kicked out, or every time my mama kicked me out, or anything that's going wrong, she always was that pillow that I can go lay on. You smell me? And you know, the biggest thing that her and I have done together, you know, we did our income taxes together. Every year when I was a kid, she used to give me $100 every year. You smell me? And then, you know, when I got 12 and 13 and I started seeing other kids get more, I started asking my grandma, like, Grandma, I need more than that. I just seen blase, and we'll get $400. So she started giving me $400 out the $1,600 check. Until, you know, it came a time where, you know, I had a meal job, but I was in school with a job. I was working at Kroger. And when I had got my W-2, it said I was exempt from taxes because I was in school. So I took my W-2 and I put my grandma's name on it and put some numbers on it, and we shot it up, and we ended up getting like $600 to $800 from her income tax check. And she was like, I was like, how much you want, Grandma? She was like, just give me $4,000, baby. I gave her $4,000, I kept the rest, and that's how I got my first apartment, 2 doors down from her. When I was like 15 years old.
15 with your own?
Yeah, man, my mom used to be getting drunk and shit. Like, that shit was like bad. Playing the music up out loud. Like, I actually was one of the kids that wanted to graduate, because nobody, now sibling I got, have graduated from high school. You smell me? So I was like, determined, no matter what, I'm gonna graduate from high school. But, you know, listening to music 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to get up, and then you be like, Mama, turn the music down. She tell you, nigga, you wanna be grown, get the hell out of my house. You smell me? So I got that so much to the point where it drilled myself in the head, and it was like, nigga, you gotta get your own apartment. You smell me?
But this is the thing that I'm most, okay, I hear, yeah, it is a little toxic, but the independence, the level of independence at a young age to file W-2s and, motherfucker, I didn't do that shit until I was goddamn, shit, really 22.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, like, I make the little Pell Grant from college, which that shit maxed out at like 5,200. Then that was going off of how much your mom and your dad made. You feel what I'm saying? So the poorer they were, the more you got. So I'm like, damn, Mom. Shit, I'm seeing my partners or my teammates, they bringing in damn near 9,000. I'm like, shit, y'all damn niggas y'all can't be more broke because I need more money. You feel me? Just to show. So for you growing up in that type of atmosphere, understanding business acumen in any type of caliber, having your own was something that drove you to independence. And what'd you say? At 15, you had your own apartment.
Right.
Understanding business and entrepreneurship, You see what I'm saying? Who taught you that independence? Was it the struggle of knowing what your circumstances were? Or was it a person that you were like, okay, I see how he moved, I see how she moved, and I respect that into that.
I remember being on the front porch at 442 Elm Street. You know, we had a shotgun house, living room, bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen next to each other. And we had two runners outside. They call them runners. It was Babe Bro and Bo Pete, and they was like, you know, crack addicts that my mom used to give a couple sacks to keep everything going, like bring customers in. And I remember that they used to take this lawnmower and come back and buy them some crack. You smell me? And I was like, shit, y'all keep coming back spending them $10. I need to get that motherfucking lawnmower and see if I can make me some money for the ice cream truck and shit like that. And they let me borrow their lawnmower, and I went to Vine City. You know what I'm saying? It's like right directly across the street from the bluff. The only thing that draws the line is the road, Simpson Road. So I go across the Vine City because they got like nicer houses. And you know, Dr. Martin Luther King, his wife, Coretta Scott, used to work over, Coretta, she used to work over there. She used to live over there. That was his house. So I used to go cut all their grasses. And I come back about $40, $50, you know what I'm saying? And, I remember going to the store right on Sunset in Simpson Road, and I bought me a Hawaiian Punch, and I bought me a pack of noodles, ramen noodles. And I got back to the house, I bought the noodles, drunk me some of that soda, and it was like 89 cents that I had spent. And I knew right then, shit, I could feed myself. You smell me? Like, it was like, I ain't gotta go hungry. You smell me?
Yeah.
Cause I could feed myself, cause you know, back then they had paper food stamps.
Yeah.
You know, they had the money food stamps, and every time my mama or somebody get that shit, they was selling them bitches.
Yeah.
So it just, you know, that taught me how to be independent.
So take me through this process though. You getting kicked out of the rebellion of you going to Crim.
Right.
Was that your situation?
You know, I was selling crack in the bluff, you smell me? And then, you know, they had red dogs back then. They had the jump out van. They had the Ford Taurus, the black Ford Taurus. They pulling up on you, whipping your ass, taking your dope and stuff like that. So it was just very common to just keep going back and forth to juvenile. Like, I stayed in juvenile quite a lot. So that affected my grades, that affected my attendance in school and stuff. So, you know, and that also kept me in trouble because, you know, you had your robbers, you had your thieves, you couldn't let shit like that go back then.
Yeah.
If something go on like that, you had to go handle your business. So I'm shooting people, going to juvenile, going to trial, losing, and you know, that whole little dynamic of just going through the street shit affected my schooling.
So as you're growing, right? I'm still in teenage. I'm still in middle school, high school time, right? How did you start to shake and mold your mind to say, this ain't enough, I want more?
Shit, bills, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a child. I remember working at Kroger, and they found out I was getting too many hours. Like, at first I started off the buggy boy, going to go get the buggies out the parking lot. Then I started being a courtesy clerk. I used to bag the groceries. And, you know, then I started going on the aisle stocking stuff. And keep in mind, I'm only 15 years old at this time. And, you know, my fiance had got pregnant with my first child. You smell me? So now I'm knowing that I'm finna be a father. I had stopped selling dope for a little while because, you know, I had all these warrants out on me. I had all this stuff. My probation officer tripping, telling me if I get caught up, they're gonna send me juvenile for it was a juvenile life sentence between 5 and 10 years. And, you know, right then, I kind of dodged them, and I was able to get my own apartment. But then the damn people at Kroger found out I was getting over 50 hours a week. And if you're a child and you're in school, by the work permit, government say that you couldn't even do over 12 to 15 hours a week because you in school, you still a child. Right then, he cut my hours from 50 hours a week to now I'm doing 15 hours a week. You smell me? And at that time, you know, minimum wage was number $5.25. So if you do the math, I ain't making no more than $75 a week. That's what, $300 a month at max. And I couldn't take care of myself. I've done used my grandma's income tax check to get me an apartment. How the hell I'm gonna pay these $550 a month? How the hell I'm gonna pay this light bill? You know what I'm saying? How the hell I'm gonna buy Pampers and stuff? Right then I knew like shit, I had to go buy me some more dope. And I had to go get more.
Yeah. So as you're like life is lifing.
Life is life.
You did.
Right.
Certain things that you need, these necessities
right.
are mounting up.
Right.
What now is your push to like, okay, the hard work that I'm doing working for the man is rendering me only $75 a week. On paper, I still should be going to school.
Right.
Not in school. So now it's like, okay, what was that moment where you realized like, all right, let me start taking this dope shit serious?
I mean, I used to re-up with my big brother named Smoke. He used to go with this girl named Kiki out the bluff. And we used to go buy this shit called a deuce. That's 2 ounces of powder. And he'll cook it up with me and stuff like that. So whenever, you know, we go buy this shit, I used to ask the nigga like, when we go back, let's go buy a 4. So we end up going to go buy a 4-way probably weeks and weeks. So, and I was like, look, man, after we buy a 4-way, let's buy us a quarter brick. That's a 9, that's 9 ounces. And he was like, man, I'm good with what I got. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to do that, man. So I'm like, man, we gonna get a free fucking ounce of crack. If we got damn by 9, we get a whole free $1,000. I could sell weight then. No, I ain't gotta keep selling these nickels every day out the trap. And he was like, he didn't want to do it with me. You smell me? He wouldn't even let me go to the plug with him. So, you know, I end up calling one of my other people and he end up, you know, putting me in the mix. And then I called my brother, I was like, shit, if you want to buy an ounce or two, I'll sell you an ounce or two now.
Now y'all went from partners
right.
to now you serving him because he didn't have your vision.
That was the stupidest shit. I just thought that was always stupid. When I used to see my mama, she'd keep going to go buy a 50 slab every single day. And I used to go see quarter ounces, and I used to always wonder, like, why y'all won't go buy more to make more money to get a better living? You smell me? And he just insisted on being in that same house. He was just, I guess he was just satisfied with what he was getting. Like he go in the house a certain time and he come out a certain time and he was stuck in that way. He go to the movie with a girl every week and shit. And I was like, fuck all that. We need to get the money. You smell me? And he ended up starting, he started out buying shit. You know, I'm 10, 15 years younger than him. So he really felt like, I ain't finna be buying no dope for my little brother, so he ended up.
So this your real brother or this is your partner?
This is my dad's stepson at that time, because my dad was a Rolling Stone. He was just going city to city fucking, and they were one of the bitches he used to fuck son, and he brung him down from Miami. Yeah.
Brung him up.
Yeah, brung him up.
Well, I'm like, okay. At this age, you got dreams, you got aspirations. This ain't enough to you. This ain't enough, like, what's your first recollection of like, okay, this real money here?
I mean, that shit was really never none of that shit was never no money to me because I always go re-up and I see how much shit they got. You smell me? I might, you know, even when I got my first couple million, you gotta understand, I'm putting my little bag on now and he got a pallet full of this money. You smell me? He got a pallet full of money. So when I go home and I post my little shit on Instagram, it don't mean shit to me because I just seen a whole fucking pallet of money. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I can get that pallet.
Well, who is this? When you say that he had a pallet of money, who was that?
My plug at that time.
So that's where I'm in, like, when niggas talk about plugs, right? And I ain't trying, this is all for information where niggas who really actually did this shit can give you their experiences. Does all plugs, are they always like foreign?
I don't think this nigga he looked at Spanish and he talked Spanish, but He was more of a nigga than you and I.
You see what I'm saying?
But no, I'm gonna keep it 100. Everybody around him was Spanish. You smell me? But him.
But I'm saying like, there is a, what's the word? Hollywood approach to selling drugs that all, you know.
Hell no, that ain't true.
You feel, it come duct tape, it come like, hey, Holmes, like, let me get a quarter kilo. Eh? Like, those are just the illusions or the visuals that they throw on you and be like, oh shit, like we know more drugs from watching Scarface,
right,
from watching American Gangster, from watching Godfather, and then you start seeing movies like Goodfellas and Blow, and they start reenacting like how that whole transaction is. How much truth in your reality was that in real life?
I mean, he definitely was dealing with some Spanish individuals, and you know, I ain't taught Spanish, and I think he knew a little bit of Spanish, but you know, anytime I come around, I'm like the little brother. I'm like the little son, because I'm the youngest of all the people he's serving. You smell me? So like, he was like a father to me, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, due to the loss of my father out of my household, and I now got a nigga that's doing something for me. I feel like he doing something for me. Even though I'm hustling and I'm selling dope, I just was appreciative to have an opportunity to even enhance myself. You smell me?
So, when did he take you serious? Because everybody sell drugs, let them tell it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a nickel bag, a penny bag, or a goddamn kilo.
When he took me serious, he had caught a murder case. He had killed a nigga, you know, trying to rob him one day, and he was in the Cobb County jail, and you know, he still had product, and you know, I was the only person that didn't run off on him. You smell me? I was the only person that he trusted. So when he got out, he just put it all into me. You smell me?
Yeah.
And then he got tired of, I gotta rewind, because he got tired of me actually coming to his motherfucking shop every day getting shit. So he was like, look, man, you coming up here every day buying 2 ounces, an ounce here and there. He like, look, just save your money up, and whatever you get, I'm a front. So I was like, shit, all right. So I'm go back to Simpson Road. I go to the Bluff. I'm telling them Meatball and Bird. I'm like, look, we gotta stay down. We gotta hustle this shit up. I hustled myself up like $14,000 back then. You know, a whole brick was $28,000. I took it up there to the shop to him, and you know, I just gave him the money. He never counted my money like that, and he gave me a pack. He was still talking to some more Mexicans and shit. So I just got the goddamn bag, got in my motherfucker. I had a 1985 Pontiac Bonneville blue.
Yes, sir.
That shit was all fucked up. I used to run hot and all of those shit. So I get back to Etheridge. We living in Roller Benz apartments. That's Etheridge Projects, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I don't know how much this shit is. Let me see. So I break it down. I ain't have a scale big enough for that motherfucker. So I started breaking down ounce by ounce. And I got my first brick from him. You smell me? So I gotta say, at that moment, it was like colossal to me, because at that time you had your Yo Goddess, you had your Jeezy, you had your trap music in, and niggas was rapping about bricks like it was nothing. So for me to just have my first brick, that shit was like goddamn graduating with a doctor's degree.
That was it, goddamn. That was it. Shit, with the first pick in the 2025 shit, street nigga draft.
Exactly. That definitely
the draft. In this goddamn straight up.
Right.
Street value for what you was looking at with that one brick rendered you what?
About 50 to 60,000. You know, later on I learned how to make it 100,000, but you know, at that time it was about 50 to 60,000.
So, what's your definition of, or what classifies a successful street nigga?
A successful street nigga is he who get out of this shit. You smell me? Who, you know, invest all this money into this property, and you know what I'm saying, start accumulating generational wealth. You smell me? That's what I call a successful street nigga. So, as you're understanding, in essence, how to move, you got access to, let's say, $40,000, $50,000
And now moment that you're living this life, that you're saying to yourself, bro, what's my escape plan?
Hell no. At that moment, I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out how the hell I'm finna get 10 bricks. I gotta get 10 of these motherfuckers. I gotta get, right now at this moment, because now he pressuring me. He like, hey man, well as soon as you make my money, you bring me my money. But I'm like, shit, I wanna bring all of that one time. You know what I'm saying? But he went hearing that shit. So now I gotta put another trap house in another area, cause I gotta accumulate, get more cash to be able to please him. Cause I gotta please this nigga.
Yeah. So that one situation,
right?
How long did it take you to get rid of that?
I mean, whenever I used to get this shit, what I used to do, I just cook up ounce by ounce. I had this little pretty little pot called Vision Cookware. You smell me? And you know, you got good temperatures and shit. Yo, it won't bust. You can throw it on there. They had stopped selling them in stores and shit, but you can still get them offline and stuff. And you know, back then I couldn't get online. I could have got online, but I really wasn't, you know, online friendly or whatnot. And every time I got my dope, I used to cook the whole ounce. I used to try to bring each ounce back to like 36. You know what I'm saying? Get me an extra 7 grams out of it. What?
I'm over here shaking my head, yeah, but I ain't following. It's here.
So in every ounce of cocaine, you get 28 grams. So if you add an extra 7 grams on it, you'll get like 35, 36 grams. You get what I'm saying? So that just that alone, if you selling it whole, you making $250 profit. If you break it down, you making $2,000. So really, you making like $1,250 profit. So you really choosing between making $250 profit or making $1,250 profit.
Yes, sir.
You smell me? So I really want the $1,250 profit, but I know it's gonna take a little while. So I'm trying to please him, so I'm just selling this shit whole, like whole. So really what's fucking up my profit margin of what I usually do, because I sit in the trap and me, Meatball and Bird, we'll break this shit down by nick. And it's just, but now I gotta please him because he want his money. You smell me?
So how long did it take you?
I wanna say, I ain't get alerted by him for about the first time I ain't get alerted by him, period. When I took the 28,000 up there, he told me like, hey, so it took me a while to get that 28,000. Probably took me like 3 weeks to get that 28, you smell me? But when I got up there, he told me he want his money fast, goddamn. When I got back, it was a week. So I kept bringing, he just was like, Ralo, just bring me my 14,000 and we're just gonna keep swapping it out like that. And that's when, you know, I wasn't able to even enjoy myself because I'm trying to please him so badly. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't able to go out. So really, I'm just stacking dope. You smell me? So every time I get a brick, I go over there, cook my shit up. I'm stacking ounces. And then when he got locked up, I was able to say, okay, shit, let me see how many ounces I got up there. It was like this little, in the Etheridge bathroom, you could pull the thing up and do this shit to the ceiling. And I was just grabbing all the ounces and I just put it out there. And I counted them, bitch, I had like 112 ounces. And at that time, that was like $1,000 a piece. So now I know I got my first $100,000. You smell me?
Yeah.
And I went to fucking that money up. I went to fucking that money up. He was in jail, I ain't had no guidance. It's just me out here. I'm just balling.
God.
We just going to the store.
Fuck that money, bitch.
Bought me an El Camino.
Yeah.
I took all the bros that when True Religion was really, really popular, and ballet books, ballet belts.
Yeah.
You know, I never been to Nemo's in Satsville.
Nigga Lennox without, you know what I'm saying, looking for a nigga to come up on, you feel me? Like, nigga.
A nigga came up on me though. Yeah.
Who?
My plug was locked up. A nigga seen me in there blowing the cash and told me he got them bricks and ended up dummying me while my plug was locked up.
Dummying you like
gave me a fake brick. It was clean at the top and it was all bullshit in the middle.
So let's talk about that. Because there's no question of your experiences enriching you to understand the core essence of what business is all about.
Right.
But this ain't your prototypical wake up in the morning, get dressed, kiss your fiance on the head, and boom, 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 as if to say your block can't get knocked off at any given moment. You see what I'm saying? Let's talk about the horror of this trade.
I think the horror is what made us, you know, that's what makes, it's like the training. It's just almost like, you know how you get up in the morning and you kiss your fiance and shit like that. Before you went to that job, before you got that job, you had some kind of training or some type of orientation. The horror part about the business is the orientation, is the skill set, because you gotta be able to identify a bad pack. You gotta be able to identify snake ass niggas, you smell me? And that comes with a lot, because you know, between 100%, like 40% of it be some horror shit, some snaked out shit, some bad dope or something.
What's your first understanding of identifying a fake nigga or a fake situation, knowing what you know?
I was around, like, I wanna say I was around 13 years of age, and the bluff, it was as slow as a motherfucker. It wasn't no money pumping, so I took my pack to Claremont. I took my Claremont, it's over there, you know, in DeKalb County. And a man by the name of Craig, he was a runner, you know what I'm saying? He used to run customers for me in the bluff. He was like, Ralo, man, it's another spot over here on Camelot and Claremont that, you know, all your nicks you can sell as dimes. So I was looking at my pack. I'm like, you telling me I can make 3,000 from the 1,500 that I got? I'm like, shit, let's go. Take me over there. So we got us a ride over there. And
so nigga, you ain't even driving?
Nah, hell nah. I'm 13 years old. I ain't driving. I got a ride over there. So we got a ride over there, boom. And we was in like these hotels. And yeah, they were buying this shit for $10. I was shocked by it, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, I'm still a kid. I ain't never in 8th grade, you smell me? So when it get late, you know, I got sleepy at that time, around that age. You know, I still gotta go to goddamn school. So I got sleepy. I got motherfucking sleepy, so goddamn, that's when it started beating. The night shift was when the door was boom, boom, boom. So I'm serving, I'm started serving, but I'm still getting sleepy. And the nigga was like, just give me the bomb. I was like, huh, man, just serve everybody, and I'll catch you in the morning. I woke up in the morning, he wasn't there. He wasn't there, that motherfucker was gone.
Go.
Keep in mind, I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I'm just a little kid in the middle of nowhere. Then now it's time to check out the hotel room. So these people coming to the door like, you gotta check out, like, you gotta talk to Craig. The room was in Craig's name. He like, who is Craig? I'm like, he here. He said, what? So I stayed up there. I'm like, well, asking for a late checkout. So now they think I'm goddamn, I got kidnapped, I'm some kind of little child. So now I'm like, it's getting kind of weird around this motherfucker. They trying to call the police.
Yeah.
So right then, I just went out there and I had a couple dollars, cause I still had the money that I had made.
Yeah.
But he had the big pack, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, this nigga just left me. So I'm thinking this nigga dead or something. So probably about a weekend, I see this nigga back on the corner. I'm like, where my gun at? And what, cause I gave him the gun too. I'm like, what the hell my gun? I wanted my gun more than I wanted dope, because back then they weren't really selling kids guns and shit. You know, you had to really get a gun from a real nigga in the blood. Like, hey, I buy a gun. Niggas weren't selling 12-year-old guns and 13-year-old guns like that. So I'm like, man, I worked hard for that goddamn 38. So that nigga said, yeah, I had went to the club and man, some niggas robbed me, man. So I'm like, you went to the club while I'm in the motherfucking house in the hotel suite? Yeah. Right then, I'm like, man, ain't no motherfucking way. So I see the nigga the next day again. I said, man, tell me the truth. He like, man, I just had to teach you the game. I had to school you. Don't never get your dope to no motherfucking crackhead, nigga. He told me just like that. That when I was like, okay, this man took me a big loss.
Did he give you a pistol back?
Yeah, no, he sold that too. He sold all that. I still be seeing him, and he'll be seeing me because I be in the black trucks and shit. I be like, I ought to get out and beat his ass, man.
Don't do that.
Guess what, though? When I was just in the feds, that nigga was just my bunk mate. When I first got locked up for the first year, that nigga was my bunk mate. And he came in my motherfucking cell, and he was trying to cook for me and all this old shit. I'm like, man, bitch ass nigga, I still remember when I was 12 years old, you left me out there in that hotel.
Boy, when I tell you, boy, this is real reality TV right here, boy. You should be directing the motherfucking some shit, because this shit is entertaining. Like, I'm mentally blown away by just the shit you probably been through.
Right.
At such a young age where, like, nigga, at 13, nigga, boy, I had to check in. Shit, it wasn't even like, nigga, I couldn't go to the motherfucking park without my damn dad or my mama saying, hey, be back here at a certain time. You see what I'm saying? That's not everybody's reality. Like, I look at how you rock and you roll, like, we all see the Water Boys.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Big bro. Man, help me out, big bro. Come on, big bro. Boy, you give a dub. Man, that was him, big bro. That wasn't me, big bro. Man, let me get some. And I'm like, bro, hold on. First off, where the fuck y'all parents at? Like, where you stay at, bro? Oh, I stay in the Bluff. What the fuck is you doing over here in Lenox or Cheshire Bridge? Like, nigga, that's a long way. And I know you ain't driving. What you catch water? And then a nigga told me one time, like, oh man, in my block. I said, y'all got blocks of water? Like, y'all, yeah, but that right there is it's hard for people to fathom other people's reality.
Right.
And what you know is, nigga, that's just a normal day for me, nigga. Right. Shit, we ain't even got into when I was 14. You see what I'm saying? Like, right. that's some traumatic ass shit. But through it all, it's a wonder where you ain't ended up dead.
Right.
Cause in this game, it's a jungle, nigga. It ain't no motherfucking rules of like, bro, shit, I'm gonna teach you how to protect yourself out here. Nigga, it ain't no fighting one-on-one or honor one-on-one. It's just like, nigga, you just gotta have an intuition of like, hold on, you say you'll do what?
Right.
Nah, I'm good. You see what I'm saying?
You really gotta develop that.
But how?
I mean, I think all of us, you know, come in this shit a green bean, but you know, after a nigga chew you up and spit you out, you'll get yourself together, you smell me? You just gotta you gotta go through that. You gotta go through that part to get to the next part. You smell me?
But the curiosity too, at such a young age, it being so prominent in your environment, you never did drugs yourself?
Hell no. My mama don't used to be snorting all that powder, drinking all that liquor, and staying up all them nights and doing all that shit to me. Cause you know, I was born in a liquor house. You know, I learned how to hold dollar shots at 5 and 6 years old so my mama can make some money. And we go back up here to the goddamn Ace. That's the little store that was on Bankhead, and go get some more liquor and bill and sell it. So like, I always told myself, cause when you coming out just like we sitting on these little chairs right here, when we go in my mama's house, man, it was like a cloud of smoke in that motherfucker. Like you barely can see through that motherfucker. So like, I always told myself that I'd never do the shit that they was doing. You smell me?
I read somewhere where you wanted to be an electrician.
Right. I really was on some shit like I wanted to be whatever my brother was. You gotta understand, like, I found out I had a brother at around, I wanna say around 6 or 7 years old. Before that, I didn't know I had no other sibling other than my sister because my brother then was in group home or whatnot, and my mama kinda hid that shit from me, or I just didn't never hear her talking about him. So when I finally met that I had a big brother that was, you know, he was probably about 10 years older than me, and he told me like, man, look, man, if you become an electrician, you could do this, that, and the third, and they make this amount of money. So it was already in my head. I'm like, shit, I already build clubhouses and shit in the backyard. Let me see if I have some light in this motherfucker. I live in this motherfucker. So right then, I'm like, shit, I need to learn how to deal with, you know, electrician shit. So, you know, IBEW was over here, And right when I got that conviction from shooting Greg, it was over with for that. You know what I'm saying? Because they was like, you can't have convictions and shit like that. So they just threw that whole thing out the door.
So it's after you got a charge,
right?
It ain't too much shit that you can do.
You never know that, because you know, every day in the Bluff you seeing the jump out boys and the red dogs and the black van, the white van. You seeing niggas get locked up every single day, sometimes 4, 5 times a day. So it was never a time where I would think just one of these arrests that happen 5 times a day can fuck up your whole life. So it didn't register to me.
It didn't dawn on you, yeah.
Yeah. So when I got older, and I was like, okay, I can go to IBEW. They're telling me about it's a union and they don't accept convicted felons and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So that shit just threw all of it out the door.
So this is what, I've always wondered, right? Especially in this world of secrecy, so to speak. When I tell you I'm really enamored by gangster shit, not more so gangster shit, more so drug dealing, because that's the type of shit that moves me. Like it's like America loves the badass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We seen the movie Goodfellas, right? Where he got this quote that he says, man, I wanted to be a gangster. That was something that I wanted to be more so than the president of the United States. You park anywhere you want to. You say you wear the flashy cars, you wear the flashy clothes, and everybody respect you. Things like that. And you operate almost as untouchable.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? What would make you decide, I'm already making money?
Right.
Why would you get into music?
Man, that nigga Scooter came, like, it was always welcome home Ralo parties back there. You smell me? And I had just got out of prison. I went to prison when I was 17. You smell me? And I got out a couple years later. And Scooter had came down to Rock Street. I had Rock Street beamed. That's when I started really fucking with the crack, and I started fucking with number heroin. You smell me? And I had, I don't make my first couple million by now, but he came to he came to Rock Street, and he had a chain on, a BMG chain on. And I was like, how the fuck you get a chain? I ain't even got a chain. I got a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a chain? And, I got SRTs and shit out there. And he was like, yeah, man, you gonna come to my show? And I was like, you got a show? So he was like, yeah. So he took me to his show, and when he took me to his show and I seen the people like, I can make cocaine, the whole crowd there. I'm like, nigga, you got how much for this? He said he got $10,000 for this show. I thought about it, I was like, nigga, you know how much shit I used to have to do for $10,000? And you just went on this stage and goddamn just rapped this shit and got $10,000? He was like, yeah. I was like, man, not the grade school or nothing, but at that time I was heavy in the streets. Like, you really couldn't even get nothing done in the streets without me at that time. And I was like, nigga, I know who I am in these streets. You smell me? This shit, I know what's happening with me. If he can do it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So, he kind of schooled me about it, and, I just got into it, really, trying to figure it out. You smell me? I ain't know that this game was just like the dope game.
Yeah. Any regrets from selling drugs?
Hell yeah. I mean, when you become, I went to prison and I became Muslim. I became Muslim in county jail, and then I started learning about my religion in prison and stuff like that. And going to state prison was just totally different from going to federal prison, because now you in the feds, you where the big dogs at, where the big money. You ain't the only rich nigga around this motherfucker. There's a couple Ralos, you smell me? Yeah. And I learned and I read a book that you can't even, and I believe in Islam, and I believe in the scholars, and I believe in his books, you smell me? And one of the scholars had said that there's no repentance without regret. So right then he broke it down. He was like, you have to have regret in your heart before you go repent. Because if you do not regret that action, then your repentance is not
It's not
sincere.
void. Yeah.
So I knew then, and it made sense. It made sense when you think about it from going to counseling and stuff, because you know different prison yards give you all kind of counseling and stuff. And I knew then, like you can't say, oh that bullshit I did was cool, and still go to your Lord and ask for forgiveness. You have to really have. That shit gotta be disgusting to you. Like, damn, I did that. That shit disgusting. Like, hell no. Like now I'm okay. I'm like, hey shit, I wish my mama done would've put me in a better situation so I could've used these same skills in a business aspect. You know what I mean? But you know, those were the cards that was dealt to me, you know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, you know, I was born and raised in that shit, but I still regret that my mama done had to go through that. You smell me?
With that relationship, we talked about your grandmother. Tell me your parents' dynamic.
So my mama, she was 30 years younger than my father. You smell me? My mama was, you know, that was my dad. My dad was her sugar daddy. You smell me? And you know, I was their last kid, and I was the baby or whatnot. And you know, he had ran into 10 bricks. He was in Miami, and he had a nigga put his pack behind the trash can, and he was a trash truck driver. I mean, he wasn't a driver, but he used to go get the trash.
For sure.
And he got the nigga dope. And when he got the dope, he left from motherfucking Miami and came to Atlanta. So he had came out here with 10 bricks at that time and, you know, ran into my mama and whatnot. And, you know, he wasn't a hustler like that. You smell me? He just ended up having a big ass pack and ended up trying to maintain it a little bit here and there, but he went broke. And when he went broke, you know, the young business ain't with that. You went broke, old man, you gotta go. You smell me? So it lasted for a little while. By the time I got in like, I wanna say first, second grade, his ass was out of there, you smell me? And my mama moved on to her next man or whatnot. So like, my, you know, I loved it, being able to be around my father, because my father from Mississippi, and he taught me, you know, how to go to farming, and I was able to be around sheep and cows and all that type of shit whenever I go to his part of the family for summer vacations and shit. So like, but after that age, after 6, 7 years old, I was never able to, you know, utilize that relationship. And then when I started selling dope, he used to run off on me so much, like, I try to give him a pack and, I got you, son, I got you, son. That shit he never got, man. You smell me? So that's how that went with him and I. But you know, my mom and I, we kept a tight-knit relationship, but I think that due to, my mom was a beautiful young lady and you know, she had a nice shape or whatnot, she utilized men for money, you smell me? And
Stability.
And now she utilized me as that motherfucking stability. So she don't really know how to look at me as her son.
As a loving person that she's, like, correct me if I'm wrong, your mom looks at you as the stable person that can give her what she yearns.
Exactly.
What you want from your mom is this stable emotional source.
Right.
Where, okay, mama, like, doing things that, you feel me, as we know that healthy relationship or that healthy dynamic to be. You see what I'm saying? Are you still, I don't necessarily know, so I'm asking this question out of oblivion, but is your father still around?
Nah, he did. He died like 15 years ago.
Does that trigger an emotion in you?
I mean, sometimes when you ain't got shit and then it's gone, I ain't have it in the first place. You smell me? So like, my plug was always my father to me. You smell me? Like, whenever I go to jail, he made sure I was straight. For the most part, whenever I get out, he made sure I have a pack to get back right. You know what I'm saying? So like, in the trap life, that was my father to me, you smell me? So my dad, shit, he ran off on me. Yeah, I mean, I yearned for father, you know what I'm saying? But that shit just never was there.
It just never was what you saw a father on TV to beat? Like, come on, son, let's go to the park. Hey, come on.
That ain't never happened.
Yeah.
Hell nah, that ain't happened.
So let me ask you this. Who knows Ralo the best?
I think my girl know me the best. My fiance.
How long y'all been kicking it?
Since I was 12 years old.
And you how old now?
30.
Mm.
Been on hustle a long goddamn time.
Yeah. But how did you create that bond?
I think that just life just created that bondage going, because you gotta think about it. She was there when I was shot grad. She was going to trial with me at 12 and 13 years old. You smell me?
Is she the same age as you?
She a year older than me.
Okay.
So like she was, shocked. Like a little nigga calling her phone like, oh yeah, I just shot 4 people in the bluff. And she like, what? Like, she ain't from the bluff or none of that type of shit. She was staying in Henry County at that time. She just fucked around and came to Simpson to get her hair did, and I caught her. You smell me? And just going through trials and tribulations in, out of jail and shit, and dope gang, I don't got robbed with her. She done got robbed with me. We done got in high-speed chases several times, I done got shot up in front of her. She done seen me in the hospitals and, just dealing with the whole street bullshit, period. That shit give you a bond. Like, it's like, it's impossible not to grab, you know what I'm saying? And being in those type of situations, you need that support, you know what I'm saying? Being in prison, being in juvenile, being in boot camp, being in all these different places and hospital beds and shit, being kicked out on the street, being in the police cars and shit and ambulances and shit, that shit created a bondage, you know what I mean?
Where did she come from?
She came from Henry County.
No, but I'm saying, like, she go to school?
She graduated. She actually graduated. I helped her get through school. I paid her way through college and everything.
She went to school?
Yeah.
Nigga, this a love story, man.
Yeah, she graduated.
This motherfucker, like.
Yeah. I used to keep the kid while she go to school. When she get out of school, she'll help me do the shift, let me get some sleep. I wake up, let her go to school, I do the shift. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was rocking like that.
She ever been locked up?
Yeah, she been locked up a lot of times.
On your behalf?
Yeah.
So there's a loyalty, there's a bond that comes by way of y'all going through so much together that, you know what I'm saying, it's bringing y'all closer. Mm-hmm. You feel what I mean?
They're my best friend.
So throughout this whole process, a question that I always have to ask, how many times you been to jail?
Oh man, like 30, so over 30.
Over 30 times.
Right.
Your lady been by your side throughout this whole process.
Right.
The human in me wants to know, you think she ever cheated on you?
Nah, hell nah. She kept it silent. You gonna know.
How?
Cause the nigga can't wait to say they fuck your bitch. You ain't gonna not know that in the streets. Especially on Instagram now. They go tell your ass that, boy. She kept it silent.
Is there ever a time, knowing what you know, is there ever a time a man should relinquish the control to say, you know what, baby, I'm in this motherfucker for a long time.
Right.
Don't wait on me.
I tried several times. I tried almost every time. I didn't even think that she was gonna do all that time with me. I never thought that. I used to tell her anyway, like, shit, we gonna break up anyway, like, you know what I'm saying? I never in a billion years would have thought, she would do all that time like that. But financial stability matters a lot when you leave a loved one out here. So I always left her a nice bag of money, you know what I'm saying? So we could chip off and, throughout our life of going through all the shit we went through, it kind of trained her to know, okay, this is my money that he give me, and this is the money that he making sure the bills and shit get paid. You smell me? And while I'm in there, I hustle a lot. Like, no matter what the fuck they put me at, if I gotta sell some of the commissary, I I just know how to hustle. You smell me? I cook food and sell this shit if I'm on the yard. You know what I'm saying? I always was just blessed to see a hustle and take advantage of it.
So how did that, was it situations that brought you closer to make you empower her to know how to move? Or was it just the circumstance where it's like, bro, I can't do all this shit by myself. I need help. Because I don't give a damn who and how great you are. You need alliances. You need allies.
Hell yeah.
You feel me?
If it wasn't for her shit, that was my stronghold. You smell me? Like, I don't know how the hell, you know, you gotta have somebody you can trust. You smell me? Like, you gotta think about it. I was dealing with massive amounts of cash at the time. You know, $1 million cash in 20s and 5s and 10s, you know how that shit look? You know, if another nigga seen that or another bitch seen that, your ass get robbed. You smell me? And she knew I had that shit I had that shit everywhere. You smell me? I had that shit everywhere. And to leave her out there with that type of shit and still be able to go home after doing prison bids and shit, that shit was like, that created a lot of trust, you know what I'm saying? And she went on that type of time, she just didn't care. She was just like me. Like, I didn't ever give a fuck about getting Bentleys and Rolls Royces and Phantoms, even when I had millions and millions of dollars to do it with. I just liked it what I had, you smell me? I just was satisfied with what God had already blessed me with, you smell me? And she, you know, her and I grew up like together with this shit, you smell me? And grew from being $1,000 nigga to a $10,000 to a $100,000 nigga to a $1 million nigga to a $10 million nigga. She just was there the whole time, so she seen the before, middle, and afterwards. You smell me?
Yeah. There's a situation that's going on now that, first, I'm gonna go from this angle. Young Thug.
Right.
He's dating a person now.
Right.
Right? Mariah.
Right.
I can't fathom what she goes through.
Right.
Nor can I fathom what your fiance went through.
Right.
But I know this to be some truth in it. I had a young lady by the name of Brandy Davis. She served Fed time.
Right.
Right? She said serving time as a man and serving time as a woman is two completely servings of time. You got a support system.
Right.
Men have support systems.
Right.
When a woman goes into a Fed, ain't nobody really
stand up
checking for her. She damaged goods at that particular point in time. Like, and it's a harsh reality that the same amount of people that's coming to check for you ain't gonna be the same amount of people that's gonna be checking for a dude that's whatever, you feel me? What would you say to the people who have people incarcerated?
I mean, dealing with an incarcerated individual really stands upon who this individual is. Because you got people down there in prison that's calling their mama, that's calling their grandmama. Their grandma get a Social Security check for $750 a month. You smell me? And they calling their grandmama asking for $50. Out that $50 that she gave him, he done bought some deuce, some K2, something to get high with. I just feel like that's some fucked up ass shit. This lady, even if you got an individual that making, let's say, $12 an hour to $15 an hour, and he send you $100, people not understanding that that person just worked a whole 10 hours just to send you $100 for you to go and fuck that shit off. You smell me? So like, it really be dependent on the individual. Like, a motherfucker knew from the very first beginning, whatever a person give me, I'm gonna do right by it. You smell me? Like when Lil Baby gave me $50,000, I put another $50,000 with it, bought another lot. When Dirt gave me $40,000, I bought the lot right next to that lot, put $60,000 with it, and you know what I'm saying, I own that lot, you know what I'm saying? So I put a house on this one and a house on that one, so I turned $50,000 into $500,000, $600,000, easy, you know what I'm saying? I hustled it up though. I might do a show today, probably get me 15, 20, okay, I can do the foundation with this. Okay, I get another interview for about 15, 20,000, okay, now I can do the framework. Okay, now I know I gotta do plumbing, I know I gotta do electrical, I know I gotta do HVAC. So I hustle that shit up, but at the end of the day, it started off with a 50 ball, and now we got 550,000 in equity. I could pull out 85% of this and invest it in something else. So it really depends on the individual because I did all that from a jail cell. You smell me? So
the enrichment part.
Yeah, exactly. Enrichment or even in there, like some niggas you send $50 to, I go buy me 50 soups. And goddamn, I paid, 85 cents for them, and now I sell them for $2, 2 for 1 on store day and stuff like that. It's just so much you can do as an individual incarcerated to accumulate money that you don't have to put that burden on your people. You smell me?
Yeah. But that's still not negating the truth or the reality of temptation.
Yeah, you got temptation now. You got some people. Now, I do understand where niggas is just getting high trying to smoke away their time.
Yeah.
That shit fucking with them mentally. You smell me? But you just gotta build strength. You gotta build spiritual and mental strength in that motherfucker because that shit is fucked up in the art. And then, like you say, ain't no support system. Like some niggas like me that got a massive amount of support. Niggas out here saying free Ralo, but a lot of them people ain't like, a lot of millionaire friends that I was real tight knit with ain't never sent me $1. You smell me?
Yeah.
So that shit can look good from the outside, but on the inside, that shit don't be what it look like.
So can you say you have real friends or fake friends in the industry?
I think that the industry is just fake as fuck, regardless. Even if it turned real niggas fake. Yes, ma'am, I know some niggas that's real that, you know, due to the fact, oh, Ralo fuck with Dolph, I can't fuck with him because, you know, I'm team CMG and shit like that. It takes a man, you know what I'm saying? It takes a real man to say, okay, I ain't getting in between this shit. I'm fucking with both of them. I'm still gonna fuck with Ralo and I'm still gonna fuck with CMG. You smell me?
Yeah.
And that shit just not in a lot of niggas. Like, some of these niggas be puppets. Some of these niggas allow these fans to create this character that they try to portray to be forever. And outside of that character, they not happy within their skin. Smell me?
Maturity is something that I'm hearing you kind of operate in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mentioned Young Thug, right? With this whole situation going on with what he's going through with his RICO case, how are you able to still be who you are, being able to see what the world has justified a gunner as, Lil Baby, Thug? It don't matter who, and the list goes on. We see it, I see it from a way of like, okay, that's a new beef. All right, I don't even know what the hell a beef is. I'm from a school where it's like, bro, if I got an issue with you and I see you, we gonna have to have a conversation. You see what I'm saying? That ain't no pussy shit. That's just on, if that's how you feel, it's probably something that's been told to you secondhand.
Right.
Now, everything, I'm hearing back, oh, he said what? Okay, cool. Rather than just going direct to the source.
I think that it still got a massive burden on being a coward. You smell me? And being immature. You smell me? Like, everything you hear ain't true. You smell me? And it's best to investigate and find out the truth. But you got people like myself, let's just say me, Terrell Ralo Davis, I say Cam Newton shot a nigga in 5th grade. By me being who I am and having the credibility that I got, people will be like, okay, Cam Newton shot a nigga in 5th grade. And you know damn well you might shoot a nigga in 5th grade, you smell me? So like, people run with what I say just to got the, all right, fuck with Cam. I ain't fuck, cause Ralo said this. Yeah. Ralo can be goddamn lying no matter who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I think they got a lot to do with, you know, picking and choosing who you wanna deal with. You know, they got their picks. You smell me? They got their favorites.
How are you, take me through this whole situation of a plea deal.
A plea deal.
Right. So some would say you cooperated, some would say you snitched. Bring light into what you know with Thug in this gunner situation.
I personally don't even think that, even with, I don't think that the brother Gunna knew what he was doing. You smell me? Like, you know, I don't think he knew. Like, I don't think he knew the severity of how that would affect Thug and affect his career. You smell me? Like, him saying he was guilty, because, you know, I fuck with Gunna and Thug and all these people so hard to the point where I never even looked at what he did on the video. You smell me? But from the whiff of what I hear, and, you know, from still talking to Gunna and talking to others and shit like that, I personally don't even think that nigga knew what he was doing. You smell me?
He was just trying to get out.
I think that, you know, we as defendants, or anybody as a defendant in a case that's not competent with law, will listen to his counsel. He'll listen to his lawyer like, shit, this nigga got my best interest at heart, and he know that this my man, and he know I ain't on that. But your lawyer will do some lame ass shit that you would never do. But he represents you, and he got you saying yeah to some shit that you don't even know what the fuck you saying yeah to. Even if the motherfucking prosecutor say certain shit, you be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you be done said it and shit, and a lot of people suffer from that. A lot of people don't know what the fuck they signing in these pleas. A lot of people don't even know how much time they signing for. They go in that motherfucker, a lawyer be done told you getting fired, you come out that bitch with 40 years, 20 years. This shit not happen on several occasions, and people ain't able to get out to even speak upon it, nor is they even, in those that get out, be so fucking happy to be out that they don't even talk about this shit. Mm-hmm. So like, I just don't think that we as people is just educated in that field of law.
But in this situation, it's such a prominent case in the culture.
Right.
For those who see the information that's being spreaded about Thug or being spreaded about Gunna, it's like, oh shit, that person said this or this person said that, blah, blah, blah. Even so far as to say, like, it's like, rest in peace to Rich Homie.
Right.
There's a theory that's out there that's like, yo, he was gonna testify against Thug. That's how did he really overdose? Did he really follow? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, all these different things is like coming up as a conspiracy where it's like, hold on. We don't know who to trust. So my question is, how do we sift through the bullshit with these cases that are made public?
You gotta really go read. Like, reading is fundamental. You smell me? And a lot of people done got so lazy due to the fact that we got TikTok, we got goddamn Instagram, and we can just see videos that once we see the first video or anything, we run with that. Mm-hmm. We run with the video without even going back and doing our own investigation and reading shit. Yeah. You gotta think about it, like 80% of the world just don't read no more. You smell me? And they used to say if you want to keep something from a person, put it in a book.
Keep something from a nigga.
A nigga. I ain't want to say that, but you can say it. Yeah. They'll troll me if I said, you said
it. Keep something from a nigga, like real spill. It's like, bro, I realized in my life, I'm more of a nerd than I gave myself credit for.
Right.
I love information.
Right.
This conversation that we have and is more intriguing to me than a lot of other a lot of other conversations that I have, because when you was incarcerated law, I told you I saw that documentary from old boy from YouTube, and I was like, God damn, this nigga here, Ralo, young nigga, getting to money. And even though we praise, like, bro, this motherfucker here was doing some shit at a high level, there's also the dark side of that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people see through all that and say, like, God damn, my boy, this shit is really, when I was young, growing up, I had OGs that wouldn't even allow me to be able to ask these questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a real conversation where they call it the hot boxing in school, where they used to just go sneak into a car, everybody smoke weed, And then boom, my dumb ass go run into that motherfucker bar too, thinking we going to McDonald's. My brother was sitting next to me and he was like, nigga, if I ever see you smoking weed, I'll beat your motherfucking ass. Like, I never smoked weed a day in my life. Just off of that fear that nigga looked me in my soul like, bitch ass nigga, let me tell you something, little nigga. That, you feel me? But that still didn't mean that I wasn't intrigued to like, yo, my nigga, like. And to this day, I love the smell of marijuana. Never smoked. You know what I'm saying? It's real. Like niggas done came to my house where, bro, there is incense or there are certain apparatuses that give off the simulation of marijuana. Right? I'm big on meditation. I'm big on, you know what I'm saying, speaking things into existence and just whatever. And with that whole process, it's like, yo, you gotta really zen yourself out. So without that, how you see a whole situation unfold in front of you, it's like, okay, how can I really know the difference between something that's real and something that's not? And Woody, right? You see, I keep saying
it's Woody.
Woody.
Right.
I'm sorry. Apologies. But when we see these different people in the spotlight, a framework, we don't necessarily know what to believe because there's so much that's out there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, in my beginning of my bed, you know, while Craig was my roommate, you know, Woody and I was in the same damn dormitory, like same block or whatnot. And then, you know, he was some shit called 30 Deep back in the days. You know what I'm saying? You know, they accusing YSL for being gang and shit, but, you know, Thug don't used to be rock crew back in the days or whatnot. And, you know, we was just opposition of both, you smell me? Mm-hmm. And, you know, growing up and going through all what we went through, I ain't gonna speak on what we went through, but going through all the bullshit that we went through of being arch enemies and shit, when you overcome that, you know, niggas like myself and Thug became friends, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing with Woody, you know, and, you know, I used to see this man every fucking day inside the jail, in the feds or whatnot. And we had gained a good friendship, a good bond, like, this was my man.
For clarity, y'all were
oppositions,
ops to each other.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If given the right circumstance, if he would have saw you out on the streets at one point in time, and you would have seen him out on the streets at one point, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, given the change of scenery, you feel me? Now you're realizing like, yo, you ain't who I thought you was, you feel?
Now he definitely who I thought he was. Like, I ain't gonna take it from him. Like, shout gonna handle his business. I ain't gonna take that from him. Like, I just handle my business as well, you feel me? So, you know, I went, you know, we called band guns, we got guns. A lot of shit occurred, you know, on his end and my end, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we end up growing up out of that shit, and we was able to see each other while we was incarcerated and embrace each other and become friends and stuff. I had not even, to this day, the same way I ain't never looked at Gunna little shit, I never looked at none of the interviews with the brother on Woody, you know, cause that shit probably fucked with me too, and you know what I'm saying? Probably also how I feel and how, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm still stuck in that same place of when we was cool. I hate looking at people's weaknesses. I like to focus on people's strengths. And you know, he may feel like I abandoned him since I've been out due to the fact that I haven't, you know, did much speaking with him. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I just didn't know all that was going on. You know what I'm saying? The shit that they put out there on him and shit like that. So like, you know, I think that with anything, you know, before I even do anything, I just was like, damn, I like, why you ain't, you know, tell me some of these things occurred or, cause, you know, I embrace you like a brother, like you my man. And even if you would've did that shit, I would be a lot more appreciative if you would've told me from the jump, like, this is what I'm on, and this is what I'm on, you smell me? Instead of letting the world shock me with it, you smell me?
So being incarcerated, how does that work when you see a person who you like, hold on, is that, who goes up to who first? You see what I'm saying? Like, if you know who he is and what he represents, and it's like y'all became good friends. How did we, what was that situation when it was the first where it's like, okay, cool. How does that happen?
It's just almost like when you go to New York, you see the Chinese end up fucking with the Chinese, you see the Indians fucking with the Indians, you see the black people congregating, you see the Puerto Ricans. So like, whatever gangsters land, we always cling with each other. You smell me? Like
solely off race first.
I mean, I wouldn't even, yeah, off race as well, but we was in a whole total blackened environment. So we wasn't even having to choose between race at that particular place. But we do come from the same type of environments, whether we was shooting and killing and all that type of shit that was going on in our neighborhood. We definitely bond upon the gangsterism. You smell me?
Yeah. So go ahead.
So that automatically makes us clean together at times, you know what I'm saying?
Being from Atlanta.
I mean, that whole place was kind of from Atlanta, you smell me? So it just, everywhere in Atlanta, it wasn't going down like that at a point of time. You know what I'm saying? Like Mechanicsville was Mechanicsville and the Bluff was the Bluff. It ain't that no more. You smell me? You got the east side where it's jumping over there right now. And at one time it wasn't, you smell me? So like you just got a big difference in scenery. So at that time, we share the same history. We share the same history and bondage.
So my whole thing is like, you was incarcerated this last stint, what, 8 years?
They gave me 9 years, I did 6.
You did 6.
Yes, sir.
Humanistically, what was something that you seen coming out here that was like, it just blew your mind?
The shit I came out here and seen that blew my mind would have to be, you know, when I went in, I was the only young nigga in my neighborhood or even on the west side of Atlanta with a Lamborghini. So like, them bitches were $385,000. You know, while I was in, you know, you had PPP come, you had Serve, you know, you had Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, you had all these different streaming sites crank up. Versus when I was out, you had WorldStar, My Mixtape, Dat Pill, Spinnerella, Live Mixtape. You had all these type of things. Well, we had to pay. Dope boys had to pay them to get on these top of these different things. We wasn't accumulating money through streaming. We was only accumulating money through shows and shit. So now to get out and see certain individuals with money, they chest went out before I went in. Now they chest out. They goddamn think they Ralos around this motherfucker. It's just a whole lot of them right now.
Yeah.
You smell me? Not to downplay them or degrade them, but it's just with having so many different power heads come massive wars and massive mischief within the land, like, cause you can't tell these niggas man no more, you smell me? And you got different dudes that came from the actual struggling of hustling, getting bit by mosquitoes on the block, you know, fire barrels when it's cold just to serve aunts and aunties and things of that matter, sleeping in abandoned houses, getting beat up by the red dogs. So you got that significance and that culture that you come from that causes you to be humble the way I am, you know what I'm saying? Or going to prison and getting beat up by these crackers and shit, being racist and getting put in the hole for 6-7 months and not coming out the room, you'll understand why an individual is that way. Then coming out here to a nigga that ain't never been through that and got a little power, he gonna crash out. He gonna send niggas that gonna crash out. So like, it just ain't the honor and respect and, you know, it's just that type of shit we lost within our people.
If you could incite, or what's your methods of giving back?
Right.
You feel me? So I put it in this way. I done had a transfer portal with me, you know, where niggas can say, I'm going to the University of Florida. I'm gonna transfer to the University of Georgia. That don't work, I'm gonna have to transfer to the University of Alabama. Still play year in and year, like no time off. When I transferred, I had to go to JUCO. That's the only way my record would be clean, so to speak, so I can go transfer anywhere. Mm-hmm. I feel like how I came into dominance or prominence with how people see me and like, damn, bro, That nigga can fire. But I'm seeing certain people get praised without even going through no struggle.
Right. So I feel
So with that, with me, it's like, yo, I seen motherfuckers make way more money than me that I'm like, motherfucker, these motherfuckers ain't even been battle tested. But if you say that, oh, you better, nigga, you mad at
you a hater.
You a hater.
Yeah.
But the reality of it all is like, bro, you live in the facade. This man is he's not who he say he is.
Right.
How do you use your testimony to really impact these quote unquote people who have influence, but also move in a way that you feel you can help them?
See, you going through Judico and things of that matter, you can move around and move about and go in and out, and you can blend in with those people. You smell me? So like niggas that ain't been through that, they can't really survive in certain environments. You smell me? And that's how I'm able to, show that struggle, because I can go to the bluff right now and sit on the corner. You smell me? And I ain't no fool now. I don't have no complex. I keep tight security now. You got some of these niggas, I just see niggas on the internet, I ain't got no security, I got on my jewelry. That's stupidity. You smell me? I know how to move in and out, just like you went it. Where you went, I'm still able to do that, and I'm able to show that. They can't show that they went to Judico. You smell me? I can. You smell me? And I can show years and years of it. You smell me? And some people, they can't even go back to where they was at. You smell me? Like, they can't do that. You can probably go back to Judico. A nigga that ain't never been can't go. You smell me? He a visitor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't no motherfucker, you ain't played on this field, you ain't walked in these hallways, you ain't drank from these fountains. You smell me? And that's what, give you ain't even gotta show a nigga. They gonna see it theyself. Like, niggas gonna view it. Like, niggas can act like they don't see it. They can try to play like they turning the blind eye. But if you getting 30 million views on your page like I do, them niggas was one of them. You smell me? Like, they were one of them. They can play stupid, but shit, it's in the pudding.
But the difference between my field and your field is you'll never know if that nigga really bout what he bout. In my field, you gonna have to prove if you that nigga or not. Cause it's gonna be a situation. Nigga, it's 2 minutes left in this goddamn game, nigga. You go win the goddamn game. It's 4th and 1 right here, big dog. Like, shit. Motherfucker win the game with no motherfucking help. Let me see what you do then. In your game, it's a lot of fraudulent
niggas, right,
characters that talk about selling drugs, talking about killing niggas, talking about drilling and doing all this shit, but it's really not you. So you're painting this narrative of you that the world needs to understand you're not that.
I mean, you can also, you can go on fourth quarter, because just put it like this. Picture fourth quarter, $4 million cash, right? Picture fourth quarter, $4 million cash, but you gotta go around niggas that ain't got $4 in their pocket and see if you able to survive. See if you able to survive. They can't survive. Some of these niggas, you gotta think about it. Not no disrespect to people that, that ain't, but some of these niggas can't even go back to their neighborhood. You smell me? Like, I live in my neighborhood. So let's just take some of these individuals that left their neighborhood and their neighborhood still fucked up right now. And they can go over there and change it with just a good 10% of that money. You smell me? Now how many niggas from Atlanta made 10 times more money than me in the rap game? But they still ain't went back to their neighborhood. They might go do a shoe drive every once in a while. They might go do a video in their neighborhood every once in a while. But is they able to be there? They ain't able to do it. That's that fourth quarter. It's fourth quarter. Yeah. Go, get in the game. Let's see if you do it.
So part of me is, I agree with you.
Right.
But part of me is like, shit, nigga, I'm making my money to get the fuck out of this situation.
And that's certain people. Certain niggas have a duty. Right now you downtown in Atlanta and You ain't gotta do this. You doing this because this is what you like doing and this is what you desire doing and you wanna give out more energy to the people. So that speaks a lot. You smell me? You downtown Atlanta, nigga, you 8 minutes away, 5 minutes away from where I'm at. How many Cam Newtons you see doing that? You smell me? So like, even if perhaps you got a house in goddamn Beverly Hills, Buckhead, wherever you got it, and it's nice, it's sanctuary, guess what you still got? You still got your foot in the hood right now. You still got your foot in right across the street from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Niggas won't even put a foot in. You get what I'm saying? Like, even if you gotta do that, at least do something for the people. You smell me? Do a little bit of something. Give something to offer. Have somewhere a nigga can come smoke a cigar.
Who taught you that?
I think that, you know, being in a place without a Cam Newton or a Ralo taught me that. You smell me? Like, in my hood, I'm the only one can say I made $10, $20 million. You smell me? I feel like it's my, don't get me wrong, me and my girl, we got a big ass, nice ass house, like a super big ass royal house, don't get me wrong, but I still got one foot in over here, you smell me? And this, you know, just like you and Zod, like who the fuck would have thought of making a cigar bar? Nobody don't think of shit like that, you smell me? Like, I be intrigued and I don't even smoke, you smell me? So like, it's just to have that peace, just that small peace in your heart to be able to just do that. To be able to say, okay, I'm gonna bring Ralo, I'm a motherfucker, I was in sports, this nigga in the dope game. Let me just bring him up there. That just shows a peace of heart. You ain't have to do this shit.
But I'm gonna tell you this, Ralo. Call me crazy.
I ain't gonna call you crazy.
But there's a lot of humans that plays sports that really wants to be you while you want to be the nigga playing sports.
Right.
It's a toxic admiration.
I know, you know how many niggas that's over there that I know mama took good care of them, that they ain't have to come out and stand at the corner with a gun at the gas station. They out there right now. We can name a shitload of them young brothers. It's crazy, you know, but that be they vain desires that we just can't get out their fucking heart, no matter what.
Yeah.
They crazy. He's about you not.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that there's an infatuation with like, it's not an infatuation, it's more like being able to ask these, you may say simple questions like, hey bro, tell me about how would you go get this? A lot of times niggas in my position don't have these type of resources on call as high as you get.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And I was smart enough to not only learn from the street niggas or the gang niggas from where I'm from, I also have contacts of billionaires in my phone.
Right.
So I'm playing both sides where it's like, okay, cool, I know how to move. And in the famous words of Wallow and Gilly, money does not unlame a lane. So I've always been used to being that nigga.
Right.
But I haven't always knew how to move.
Right.
Experiences teach you that.
Right.
Knowing like, shit, bro, hold on. Where you trying to get gas at? Nah, go down the street real quick. Like, matter of fact, I'll get gas in the morning, baby. Like, this ain't certain things where you may go wherever. I'm a person that always believe in respect.
Oh, hell, I'm gonna do what you just said. I ain't no damn fool. I'm gonna do the right thing now. Don't get me wrong. Like, I never underestimate the enemy. You smell me? I'm not even finna take my men somewhere that I know I wouldn't go. Like, I wouldn't put nobody in a position I wouldn't put myself in.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna do no shit like that. If I know there's some bullshit going on, I ain't gonna just dive into the bullshit.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
that's bullshit. You at this gas station, you like, hell no, let me get away from this bullshit.
That was an example, bro. I was making a point of just understanding movement. Like, even business. I ain't know shit about restaurants before I opened this. My football skill allowed me to experience so much that I'm like, bro, this shit fly. I seen the nigga who I looked up to, still look up to, Michael Jordan, and smoke cigars, and I was like, damn, bro, that shit look cool. I can't smoke weed because my brother said he gonna beat my motherfucking ass, so I just settled for smoking cigars, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So boom. So I seen him do it, and it was like, damn, bro, that's like a celebratory act. So I'm like, okay, cool, bro, I'll treat myself every time I win something, boom. But then it's like, okay, how do I run a restaurant? I don't know that shit. I seen a lot of fly-ass restaurants, shit. No matter if it's in LA, New York, Miami, whatever, I done been around fly-ass shit where now that I come back and being around people who don't got $1,000 in their bank account, and I'm sitting there, I just signed for motherfucking 103 mil, and I'm like, bro, hold on. I don't even, matter of fact, I ain't never tuck in no chains or anything. It's just like understanding who my social circle is. You'll never see me pulling out wads of cash because that's not how everybody, they don't got it like that.
Right.
So I'm always stuck with the bill. And that's just how I thought. This is my restitution for loyalty.
Right.
It's fucked up, but it's just like, yo, this is how I pay back my debt to the nigga who really been good for me, the woman who's been solid for me. I have to create that type of stability and also create experiences in their own right. And these experiences have came by way of black people as well as wealthy people as well too. Not saying that black people ain't wealthy, all that. One of the clips that I seen did go viral to the moment of giving back. Nigga, I seen some shit on World Star. I said, who the fuck is this nigga standing up on a Lamborghini throwing out motherfucking ones of money in the air to the homeless?
Mm-hmm.
And it, nigga, we ain't talking about just no Magic City, Blue Flame, Onyx type of situation here. Nigga, give me another. Boom, motherfucking wads and wads of cash. For the people who don't really understand your purpose behind doing that,
Right.
why would you feel like that was important at the time?
I just feel like you go in the strip club and a lot of times, and no disrespect to the strippers, but them bitches be ungrateful. You smell what I mean? Like, I go in that motherfucker and they act like you gotta get on some money. Hey, you talking about, and if you don't get on no money, you considered a broke nigga. You smell me? So I like to go where I feel appreciated. You smell me? I leave that for which is ungrateful for those that's which grateful. And when you go to them people ready to die to catch this motherfucking money right now. You smell me? These folks ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? Not only did you help their day, but you also goddamn help the people that serving them day.
Yeah.
They making some money. And I remember being in the trap and sitting out for days and hours and wasn't making no money. So you really help a lot of people out when I did that.
But why not just hand them the damn money?
You know, when you doing that hand-to-hand shit, you just gotta talk and you gotta do all this embracing it, man. It's just like buying pussy. You don't gotta even deal with all that I like you shit and I love you. Just give her the money, get the pussy, and gone. That's just how I looked at it. Like, I don't feel like talking and I don't feel like playing. Y'all gonna catch this shit or not? I'm gone.
Straight like that.
Straight like that.
Well, when you put it like that, I'm still a nigga that ain't paying for too much in that. I'm still using these nouns and verbs. Cause being from Atlanta, you get an aura where it's like, baby, man, it ain't gonna be too many niggas that gonna put you on game and actually treat you to a good time like a nigga like me. So, you fucking with it or not?
I think that, you know, when you got a girl, you got a fiance at home, I just don't be wanting to. If I don't pay you or give you no money, I just feel like you're gonna ask me to help you with your rent and shit, your bills and shit. So let me just go and get this out the way right now, cause I gotta go home. I got a whole wife and I got kids and shit. I got shit I gotta get back to. So let's just go and get this out the way right now, and I'll call you when I need you.
Is she cool with that?
I mean, all the shit she been through, you know, shit, this is a little compared to what we been through, you smell me?
Is she Muslim?
Yeah, of course she Muslim.
Does that play a role in, did you convert her to the Nation of Islam?
Man, we converted together, you smell me? Like, we came on this path of life together. And, you know, I just personally don't think, and she don't think, you know, a lot of times these women that I have had these affairs with have helped us, you smell me? in places where I didn't allow her to do things, I utilized other people to do things because women was a lot more trustworthy than men in these streets. You smell me? These niggas be grimy as a motherfucker. Versus women, they have an emotion that we just don't have. They can tolerate a lot of more shit that we just would never be able to tolerate. So like, within that itself, they have a loyalty that men just don't have. You smell me?
Nurturing.
Exactly.
Sense.
So like, they care for you. They just like they care for their kids and shit like that. So like, dealing with that type of shit throughout our life, we knew at times we needed these people. You smell me? And just going through life and just life, and you know, my bitch just, it's a certain amount of respect that she just demand. You know what I'm saying? And I don't cross those lines. You smell me?
Does that come by way of, have you ever had a female introduce herself to your lady? Or is it just strictly transactional? It's like, okay, boom, you don't even get to meet her or talk to her or whatever. Just play your role so I can play my role, so boom.
I ain't gonna say that because, you know, we buy real estate, we buy cars, we buy a lot of different things that, you know, we go to the club together, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, women always introduce themselves to her, you smell me? And I like it better like that, you know what I'm saying? Because it'd be better for her to deal with the woman than me at times, because some of these bitches just be getting out of the hand. Like, they start thinking you, like, you got, like, they deserve goddamn the same 18 years, 19 years I've been with my girl. Like, you think that goddamn you just gonna come today and get the same honor, respect, and everything that she get if she done put in all these damn work? Like, we gotta be more realistic here, and some women just ain't realistic, you smell me?
Understood. I mean, you gotta pay your dues.
Of course.
In respect. So, being Muslim, doesn't that award you, not necessarily award, dare I say that?
It allows you, you have permission to have multiple wives, but you know, I have dealt with multiple girlfriends and that shit was stressful. You smell me? So if I ain't dealing with one or two, I ain't really trying to deal with no 5, 10 bitches, man, or no 4 bitches or no 3, like, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, that shit fuck up my peace. Like, you can break your day into 2. You smell me? Like, you can be over here 12 hours and go over here for 12 hours. But when you start trying to break your shit into 3, I mean, you gotta do 8 hours here, 8 hours here, 8 hours there. And women, they need that passion, that love, that care, that they want that nigga to be around. You smell me? They need that presence, they need that attention. And I don't got that many days. I mean, I don't got that many. It ain't enough hours in a day for me to have that many bitches.
That shit's stressful.
That shit's stressful.
It's not stressful, it's draining, for sure.
So that's why I just rather keep my peace. And if I gotta go, you know, fuck with a bitch, if it's just that bad, you know what I'm saying? Cause I go fuck my wife, and you know what I'm saying, if I got to, but if I do fuck with somebody, it'll be another little person on the side. But you know, bitches get mad and say they side bitches, and you know, this is what it is. This is what I have to offer. If you don't want to accept this this position,
this is a token of appreciation.
Yeah, bitch, you need me like I need you. So, but you ain't even gotta be that. But even if you is in that position, you know, my girl deserves a certain amount of respect. You smell me?
Understood. Can she go talk to another dude?
Hell nah.
But make sense to me.
I think that even in the time of Jesus Christ, Abraham, Ishmael, kings, all these different people, you gotta understand that the jails ain't filled with women. The jails are filled with men. The graveyards are filled with men. We dying off. It's like even at that time of when they was going to battles, when the Jews was seeking to kill Jesus, or when the other people, not to, you know, select no Jews, but when these people, these certain tribes and stuff was going to war, the men went out and fought the battles while the wives and kids stayed at the villages. You know, so like, it just always been this way, that we as men has been. Let's first of all get to why our Lord has gave us permission to have multiple wives. It's only because when men was going in battle, let's just say me and you go to war with these individuals, and me and you going to war, you'll tell me, hey, Ralo, if I die in this battle, I want you to marry my wife and take care of my kids. That was the only reason why we was given that permission, because we was having to take care of widows. You smell me? To the point where today we have widows that don't even know they widows. Kids, daddy dying and going to prison for the rest of their life. They don't even know they considered a widow. You smell me? So like, that was the only reason why we was given permission to have wives. It was never about the pussy. It was never about, sexual pleasure. But of course, after having this wife for a certain amount of time, because even at that point, whenever the widow husband had died, we had a certain time frame that we can even have sex with them. You smell me? It had to be, I think after 30 to 90 days or some shit like that. I ain't 100% sure. I don't got the books in front of me.
What?
Yeah, so like, it wasn't never about the pussy, but it was about like, if you dying off, Ralo, take care of my son, make sure my daughter be able, because you trust me more than you trust the opposition. You ready for one of these niggas to get your wife? Because she gonna get another man. You smell me? So that's what it was all about, you know what I'm saying? So as human being, even Adam was here before Eve. Adam was, 33 years old, while Eve was 15 years old, according to the books. It shows that that's just how life is, bro. Man, like a bull can go in this motherfucker and fuck every cow and get it pregnant. A woman can't, that's impossible. You can go fuck 3-4 bitches and get her pregnant. A woman gotta wait a whole 9-10 months, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just impossible for a woman to do the same thing a man to do.
I guess what you're trying to say, to clear that up, not to say I agree or disagree with you.
Right.
One man having 3 girls and all of them pregnant, there's no shadow of a doubt who that father is. Understood? One man for a woman.
Right.
Impregnates 1, 2, 3. Everybody knows who the baby daddy is. One woman, 4 men, 1, 2, 3, 4. Who the damn daddy is? Everybody looking at each other like, shit, that Spider-Man me. See what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of conflict. Needless to say, we got a game here.
Right.
You ready for the game?
I'm ready for the game.
Ralo, you've been making money many different ways, but let's see what you think about these choices in a game called Good Money, featuring Ralo. The game is simple. I have a list of jobs with some liabilities attached. Let us know if there are acceptable ways to live by saying that's good money or not. You good?
Okay.
Here we go. Number 1.
What if it ain't good money?
You say that ain't good money.
All right.
A mechanic with 3 kids.
God damn, that's stressful. That's stressful money.
Good money or not?
Shit. God damn. You know how long it take to put a transmission in for $400? Shit.
I'm gonna take it that that's bad money.
That's bad money.
Okay, cool. Principal with 1 kid and a 3-bedroom house.
That's great money.
Brain surgeon with $1 million in school debt.
That's good money.
Good money. A stripper paying for studio fees while in a 360 deal.
Bad money. Bad fucking money.
Airplane stewardess for Spirit Airlines. Do that, bro. Don't do that.
Where she live at?
I don't know. I'm just giving you the circumstances, bro.
That's good money.
Good money. Lord jeez, you better have all these stewardess at Spirit. Say, man, fuck Ralo. Fuck Ralo. Amazon delivery man with no kids. Studio apartment in New York City?
Bad money. Smoke this boots.
A pastor driving the AMG C63S.
Bad money. Bad money. Super bad money.
An Instagram influencer with no influence.
Oh, shit. That's bad influence.
Celebrity personal photographer.
Good money.
An inmate with a hit single out, but 10 years on his books.
Bad money.
A professional athlete with 10 kids.
Bad.
I'm just fucking with you. Damn.
You better calm down. That's a lot of child support. They get 30%, you know?
Oh, I know. So, trust me. But I know. So, explain this to me, right? There is a image or a vision that we all want freedom. You get what I'm saying? Like, what's having freedom in your way of thinking? You did. Like, what's that to you?
I think having freedom in my way, my vision, or what satisfied me would be, you know, mentally free from vain desires. That's when you find your ultimate peace. That's when you releases all the mountains of stress and, you know, shit like that, because I remember being on that plane when they came up the stairs and got me, and I was, you know, fronting out tons and tons of, you know, drugs and shit. And I remember feeling the relief of mountains just coming off me. You smell me? Knowing that I'm finna go to jail, but knowing I ain't gotta wake up to no fucking phone calls of this person need a pack, or this person getting robbed, or this person in jail, or this person gotta do this and that. That shit come with so much fucking, you know, you think you want it until it get to a point where you serving a person that just say 200 pounds, you serving him this, you serving him 2-3 bricks of white, you serving him a brick of boy or whatnot. These individuals have families that they serve. They got families of people that's depending on them. So not only do you got your entire village depending on you, you got their village depending on you, that village depending on you. So it comes to a point where it ain't even about the money, it's about making sure and maintaining villages. And you know, that's the most freedom that I got, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have a desire whether they I gotta make a lot of money to buy jewelry. You smell me? I just gotta make so much shit to even want certain things because I'm satisfied with what I got. You smell me? And that's the best freedom you can get. You smell me? Of knowing like I don't give a fuck about ever getting a Bugatti, or ever getting a jet, or ever getting certain things, and being satisfied with what you got is the ultimate freedom to me.
Is that complacency?
Or
comfortable?
I mean, you gotta make yourself comfortable. You know, we create the discomfort in ourselves by even having these certain desires. Oh, I want. You don't ever hear people being satisfied with what they got. You smell me? Because what you got, a person ain't got. You smell me?
Yeah.
So like, you get the freedom mentally, and it also saves you from going to go commit crime that can really take away your freedom or get you these convictions and things of that matter, because wanting just cause you to crash mentally, physically, financially, and incarceration. It brings you a lot of incarceration.
At the height, right? If you had to say, I'm talking about a nigga that's not too far from where we are right now.
Righteous.
What was your reach in regards to how many people you were serving?
Shit, I had a list of 30 good clientels that was just, that I made everybody go through. You smell me? I had 30 good clientels. 30 good ones. I had my top 10 in the dog, I had my top 10 in the weed, I had my top 10 in the coke. Mm-hmm. And I made sure everybody go through those.
Yeah, but we talking about the bluff.
Are you talking about before?
No, I'm talking about you serving Carolinas.
Right.
Texas.
Texas was serving me most of the time, but Alabamas, the Virginias, the South Carolinas, the North, even some of the, like, you got a lot of places, you know what I'm saying?
And with this mentality of like, bro, I want more. When you first seen that pallet of money, when you was like, oh shit, I ain't doing a bitch ass thing. Like, I need to go get this.
Right.
See what I'm saying? It's no different than different commodities, same mentality. It's
Right.
like, shit, that motherfucker just signed for 30. Shit, I gotta go get 31.
Right.
You feel me? Where do you find peace in knowing that, okay, I'm straight?
Ain't no peace in that shit unless you get out of it.
Right. So this person that you are now, is there a desire to want more, or are you like, bro, look, this, like, what we chasing now?
I can't even believe I got back what I had and more. You remember? I was not under the impression that I would be blessed to accumulate all I have. You smell me? And I was just looking at shit, and I used to just say to myself, if I had this, I would do that. And the good Lord just answered them prayers, and I was able to, accumulate again this plaza. Now I got this plaza. I got my barbershop, hair salon. I got me a restaurant. I got my corner store. I got me a smoke shop. Shit, I don't even know if I need any more, because now I got so much shit where I can employ over 50 motherfuckers. You smell me?
Yeah.
And that can provide that's better than the 30 clientels that I had, because I don't got to worry about these people ever going to jail. You smell me? I'd rather just help these individuals. So right now, I'm just trying to get over this bridge and hoping that they'll sit up Atlanta, give me all my permits so I can go ahead and put my grease trap and all of those shit in and start building on that, allowing me to go up. So, I'm still shocked that I'm able to, accumulate what I have got.
Who was the most influential or impactful person while you was incarcerated?
The most influential, it was this woman named Cyan.
Woman?
Yeah, a woman named Cyan Robinson.
Okay. She
And the
obviously
reason why-
wasn't an inmate, but...
Nah, cause she kind of taught me the real estate game. She taught me, I had all these real estate before I went to prison, right? But I didn't never know how to pull the equity out of it. I never knew how to put a certain amount of money down and pay a mortgage or go through hard money lenders and the difference between different banks and, what's a HELOC, what's different, different things like debt to income ratios and, certain ways to get your credit up without even goddamn going through shit. She put me on her credit card and stuff like that. And, her and I don't speak or nothing now, but however, she was a massive inspiration, and she don't know how much she...
But how do we get to this point? How does a person who has so much impact, so much,
Because sometimes when you meet a person that once you at the bottom and both of y'all working out at the bottom, and then, some people when they get this light, they don't know how to deal with it being off. You smell me? So like, her expectations of me in the first place was what made me appreciate her. But when I got out and her expectations was this high, I can't afford it. You smell me? The things that she want and what she feel like she need, I just can't afford it.
But how did she taught you a lot in real estate, I'm assuming.
I wouldn't say she taught me. She just taught me through her actions. A lot of people that know how to do shit just don't do shit. I just was asking, like, why the hell is you not doing this stuff? Like, I bought a house for $38,000 and I sold it for $170,000 without putting nothing in it. And she get a percentage of that because she sold it. So she get between 6 and 10%, as a realtor. And whenever I get the money, I put that shit back into more real estate. She want to go buy a bag and shit like that. And I just used to be like, motherfucker, you taught me this game. Why the hell is you not playing the game? You smell me? Cause I'm telling you, like, okay, when you get my money, buy this with my money. I'm thinking that she'll want to do the same thing with her money. You smell me? And I just was able to accumulate a lot of wealth throughout, learning the game from her.
So, take me through this situation. Being the provider for your fiance, how many children do you have?
I got 5.
5. So, fiance, children, and family after your finances were seized, right?
Right.
How are you still able to make sure that they straight?
That streaming shit had just popped while I was in. So all my albums that I had dropped independently, now I was able to finally get the fruits of it because people started downloading my shit on Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, and I was fucking with this dude named Gazi. He over Empire Distribution Service. He got a label, and he was just sending me 50,000, 30,000, 40,000, depending on what I streamed that month. And I utilized that as a hustle, you smell me? Once I was accumulating this wealth, I just was buying property. Once I buy these properties, some kind of fucking way, the property value just went outrageously up. So, I was able to accumulate a certain amount of wealth from my streaming, and I was putting it in the property. And once PPP hit, everything that was $1 was now $3 or $4 and shit like that. Interest rates was real good and all that. So, I just took advantage of the market at that time, and I just killed the market. You know what I mean?
Me learning this at a time in my life where I became a father, and even being the source of emotion, because a lot of people live vicariously through me. That's mom, dad, family members, or whatever. Have you really had a conversation with your children in regards to how you being incarcerated, or even your woman being incarcerated, how that made them feel?
I mean, I talked to them every day while I was incarcerated, and, they came and visited me every weekend. You smell me? So, like, it wasn't like a missing of presence until I get in a hole or some shit like that, because me and my girl, we talk on the phone all day and night. I had cell phones down there every jail I went to, you smell me? That's the only time it felt fucked up, when I ain't had that phone. That phone behind that wall, that shit, when you doing a countdown and you got a phone, it helps you a lot. So, like, conversations like that really didn't take a massive burden until they, like, walking out of the visitation room. You smell me? That's when it hits you like, oh shit, I'm finna go back to this cell. I can't even go to my kids' school and go to father-daughter dances and shit like that. Those type of things killed me. And when you get out, you be trying to make up for time so much that you don't even, every time you think of some shit that you ain't do, you try to hurry up and do. You smell me? So that conversation really don't never happen with them. You really be having that shit with yourself because you feel like you fucked up. You smell me?
Yeah. As a father, is there a source or a person that you kind of looked at and was like, okay, I like how they father their children?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Did you have a source for that growing up? Or not growing up, or just being an adult, you know what I'm saying? Because they're, contrary to what people may believe, like, no matter how ruthless, no matter how you know, cool or uncool a person may be, this a son, this a daughter, this a father, this a mother. You know what I mean?
I think that take a lot of responsibility with the parents, the kid's mother. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause some of these kids, mama won't even let you see that goddamn child. You smell me? Some of them mess it up with putting a father on child support and shit like that. So it creates, even though you love your child to death, it still creates some kind of tension between you and your child when a woman do that if you taking care of your child. You smell me? So like, that's a father, a real nigga gonna be a father to their child regardless. You smell me? So like, I've been the best father that I possibly can be. You smell me? And I ain't now one of my, you know, people ain't ever put me on child support or nothing like that. So it really boils down to yourself. Like, I ain't really had nobody where I was like, I would like me and my child relationship to be like this. Smell me? I just ain't, I ain't seen that yet.
Mm-hmm. Now, scenario, your oldest is who and what?
15 years old.
15.
Yeah.
Daughter, son? Son. If your son, or you see your son trying to sell drugs,
Right.
how would that conversation go with you?
Man, I might pop his stupid ass. I don't know what I'm gonna do to her. I don't know. Like, he ain't even that type of nigga, but if perhaps I seen him on that type of time, I'll try to have that conversation with him, right? But his ass gotta get out my house. His ass gone. You going where you was trapped, because I know at 12 and 13 years of age, I was sitting in abandoned houses selling dope. So like, you ain't have to do that. You smell me? And I'll try my best to work it out with him throughout conversation and counseling and shit like that. But honestly, niggas gonna do what they wanna do. Like, kids gonna grow up and do what they wanna do. You gotta be a father and you know, try to support them in the righteous side of it. But you definitely gotta put your feet down when there's some sucker shit going on. You can't just tend into it, because him selling dope, that shit can play a massive play on the threatening of our household. You smell me? Like, I don't see no drug dealers in my neighborhood. You smell me? Like, and drugs fuck up communities. You smell me? Drugs fuck up communities tremendously. And that's just something I ain't even tolerating. You smell me?
I'm curious, as a person that has seen what you've seen, have you ever experienced somebody's first time?
First time what?
Doing drugs?
Not that I recall. Everybody that I seen doing dope, they was already doing it.
Yeah. Like, I'm reminded of Snowfall.
Right.
Right. His girlfriend, Franklin. Franklin's girlfriend ended up being a junkie.
Right.
You feel me? Also, Franklin's partner, his girlfriend, was a junkie too.
Right.
At some point, that pretty girl, that pretty smile, took a hit for the first time that altered or that changed the trajectory of their life.
I think that I have witnessed going to prison for 6 years and coming out and seeing the effect that drugs have put upon a person. Mm-hmm. I done seen a girl that was once pretty before I went to jail. I get out and now she look like, you smell me? I done seen that. But, you know, the real physical, I just smoked my first bag of crack or did my first Percocet pill. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really bear witness to that. A lot of the people like respect me to the highest extent that they don't even smoke around me or they don't even do drugs, and if they do them, they really hide them from me. You smell me? Since I've been, you know, out of that game.
And even then, Did you ever feel bad for doing, like, selling drugs?
I never felt bad for doing drugs until I went federal, until I went to the feds. You gotta think about it. When I'm going to a state prison and shit like that, you around niggas that's from Cobb County, Atlanta, Baldwin, Georgia, Reedville. You're still around Georgia people, you know what I'm saying? Or people that was convicted in Georgia. When you go federal, they'll send your ass so far. You'll be in goddamn the Virginia mountains with not one person that, so really you get to be around different cultures of people. You might not even see a person from Atlanta. You smell me? Like, it was a time where I was in a federal prison in Cumberland, and guess what? I did not see not one black officer the whole 2 years I was there. So like, you really get to experience being around other cultures. And when you experience being around other cultures and going to NAAA and RDAP and different programs, and you really, cause you gotta do these programs in order to get out. If you don't do these programs, you ain't gonna get no good time off. You smell me? So niggas that wanna get out of jail gonna go to these programs, and you sitting in group, you know, the 12-step programs and stuff, and you really get to hear out how fucked up this shit did their life, or what's the impact the drugs played on their life, and then you be like, damn, I probably served these people that, you know, that you went to football, you done bought your kids $1 million house, and she done got on drugs, and she done sold all that shit for some drugs. And you be like, damn, I remember Unc giving me his motherfucking car for a goddamn ounce of crack. I ain't no telling how much he paid for that shit, what the interest rates, or what he worked at, or what his wife had to do for these things. So like, you really sit in group and you actually hear the stories of what took place in their life from being addicted to these drugs. You be like, damn, I did that? Or some of these people done OD'd, or they family done OD'd, and you be able to see, not even from the aspect of, you know, selling drugs, but the aspect of, you know, niggas singing my songs and then utilizing my songs to motivate them to go pick up a pack. Oh, I want to be like Ralo. And now you sitting in prison for 20, 30 years. And niggas like, bro, you was my motivation. You was the reason that I got down, picked up a pack. And then you be like, how much time you got here? 30 years. You like, damn, I'm kind of the reason this nigga in here. I was his motivation. I was his role model. I'm the nigga who he wanted to be. And now you got 30 years, that's the father took from my household. I played a part in this. So like, that guilt will kill you. You smell me? That shit'll fuck you up. That's why I try to do so much in my community to like cleanse my soul of that sin. You smell me? So that's where I be at with it now.
Like, I see a situation where, and I'm always comparing the two to bring perspective. Well, a lot of what you do, you already know what comes with it.
Right.
Addiction, jealousy, envy, also self-imposed greed.
Right.
Murder.
Right.
All these things you already know. I'm willing to do this to get what I want, avoiding blah, blah, blah. It's no different than playing football, right?
Right.
Tua Tagovailoa. He's going through a concussion where we see, God damn, this nigga got another concussion. But as a football player, it's easy for somebody to say, man, fuck that. What the fuck you keep playing football for?
Right.
Like, you got the money.
Right.
But that's almost like an unspoken oath to the game where it's like, bro,
That's what this shit comes with.
it's what comes with it.
Right.
So you can't just say, I'm just lucky enough to be able to walk up and go use the restroom or walk up and play, you know what I'm saying, catch with my son, not having no nicks and bruises. Because at first, and I talked about this on 4th and 1, it's like, bro, having a concussion, everybody laugh at that shit. You know, they'll tease and be like, oh shit, you need to go into the blue tent, nigga? Like, yeah, but having a banged up knee, you may have a limp and you may see it, but a concussion, bro, like, you really can't sleep. There's so many different side effects. But if you ask that person, the crazy thing about it is if you ask that person, would you do it all over again? They'll agree, because it's like, this was my way out. I bought my mama a house. I bought my kids private school. I bought myself a Lamborghini, a Rolls Royce, all this and that. And yeah, the collateral from that was, I got CTE now. But you don't see, or it's hard for people to understand that toxic kind of oath to this that I already know what come with it. I already know I could potentially die. You know what I'm saying? From my partner, from, you know what I'm saying, my family member on some janky shit. But for me and my whole understanding of sports, it's a fucked up game. Because some people be like, shit, bro, I play football. But when you start seeing people paralyzed from football, you seen DeMar Hamlin? You seen what happened? Like, it's niggas that died on the field, all chasing the NFL. You feel me? So dare I not shed light on that, as well as with you, with, am I going to the prison for committing to playing football? No. But there's a understanding of respect what comes with this game too, that everybody needs to be, you know what I'm saying, upwards of knowing the game. What's next for you?
I think, you know, I'm just soaking all the money out the rap game that I possibly could. I was just gonna keep raping them. I dropped my book in February the 12th. On my birthday, I dropped my book, my first book. I wrote this book while I was in prison, and I just been DMing my editors and stuff. And after I dropped that first book, I'm gonna go ahead and start shooting a series for Netflix and them. And once I do that, you know, I'm gonna just dive into the movie line a little bit.
So, question. You making music still?
Yes, sir.
What do you rap about?
I mean, music just deal with my mental health. You smell me? Like, I don't really, outside of these interviews and shit, I don't really too much cry or talk to people. You smell me? I just go in the booth and I just let it out. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I'm going through at that moment or at that time, or if I see some sucker shit online, or if I see something my girl doing I'm just disappointed in, or my kids or my mama, I just really go in the booth and I just, you know, let it out. It's like my personal diary. So, you know, I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing that, but you know, that could be forever type shit.
So there's the plan. I mean, how I got put on you, obviously I heard, you know what I'm saying, your name in the city, me being from Atlanta. You know, right. A lot of niggas that you hear, you feel me? But then you start seeing, okay, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Dog Food, like, who the fuck is this nigga? Like, boom, then you start seeing these niggas, young niggas, like, like, hold on, bro, I got a bum shoulder, broke ankle, fucking concussed. I know what I did to get this goddamn car. I seeing niggas in the club like, shit, walking past me to get into that motherfucker. Nah, he with me too. And dare you say anything about the nigga, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. It's definitely rules to how to move and maneuver. So even for that alone, I learned about you, your whole story, off of somebody else's teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody else produced the content to tell me about you. Right. Did you ever think about, I mean, you said doing something with Netflix, but would you ever come out with your own documentary?
It's based on a true story. It's my autobiography. It gonna give you from birth to now. You know what I mean?
You gonna do it by yourself?
I mean, shit. Hey, yeah. Why not? Sure? I mean, I don't got no problem with working with people, but everybody just don't believe in you. You smell me? So when I don't got that support system, I gotta do it my damn self. You smell me?
Nigga, that's what this is. Nigga, I don't got. Nigga, ain't nobody telling me like, shit, bro. If I were to tell somebody I want to start talking to people, they be like, nigga, shut the fuck up and go Do a 5-step drop, nigga, and throw the motherfucking football. You feel me? People don't believe in what you got until you prove what you're capable of.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing.
And even really with you, Netflix or no Netflix, me knowing what I know now as far as content, nigga, do it how you want to do it. Because I can have a conversation, an intriguing conversation about a person who sold drugs, became a self-made millionaire, and that's intriguing to me, my culture, my platform. But if I was at a major platform or a major network, they'd be like, hold on, who? Nah, hell no, we can't talk about this. But it's intriguing. I make content for me.
Right.
You feel me? And if somebody like what content that I create, it's even a double blessing because I'm like, damn, y'all nigga like that shit. I like that shit too. And the impact is more organic. You feel me?
That's how I feel about music. Like I wasn't making music for the masses. I just couldn't even believe other people felt like I felt, or even touched people.
Yeah.
So you smell me like I don't like the market shit that I can't even show. You smell me like.
Yes, sir.
So me telling a motherfucker, okay, Ralo got a book and Ralo got this series he finna put out. People really don't see that shit until they don't believe that shit until they see it.
Yeah.
You smell me? So, I'm just, putting it all together, putting the plates together, and when it's time to feed, I'm gonna feed the people.
Last question for me. What do you want Ralo's legacy to be remembered for?
I mean, I want Ralo's legacy to be remembered for, going through all what he went through and then pleasing all these different people to the point where the disgratitude just got outrageous. And then once you know that you're doing it for the higher power, that's where you get your satisfaction from. You smell me? That's what you get your rewards from. You smell me? Because if perhaps I say, okay, I'm gonna go buy Cam Newton this food because he hungry and I want him to be full. You might want another plate. This shit might not be good. But if you know in your head, I bought this food for Cam because he was hungry and I knew the Lord would want me to feed him. If you say you don't like that shit, guess what I can say? I did it for the Lord. You smell me? So in a broad context, whatever you do in life and whatever I have done in life, I always make it for your Lord. You smell me? Just do it for your Lord. Like, I always wake up, put him first in every situation. What would my Lord want me to do? Ask yourself that question in every situation, and those are the times you get the answers that's needed, not what's wanted.
Mr. Ralo, appreciate you.
Anytime, baby.
Listen, as we end things here, Funky Friday, you dig what I'm saying? When I say all together, we're gonna say one love. When I say all together, we're gonna say one love. When I say all together, we're gonna say what?
One love.
One love. You feel me? So, we're gonna go to this camera together. Also go to this camera together. We're gonna finish with this camera together. And when I say all together, we're gonna say what?
One love.
So it's gonna look like this. I'm gonna say one finger, you're gonna do one finger. You're gonna say one pinky, you're gonna do one pinky. Then we're gonna do one thumb.
Right.
And then when I say all together, we're gonna say what?
All love.
One love.
One love, one love. Okay, let's do it.
You good? You sleeping?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I got sleeping, bitch. Here we go. You ready? One finger. One pinky. One thumb. All together. One love. Come on, my nigga.
Motherfucker, you told me we were gonna do one and one and one.
I said one finger, one pinky.
I don't think you're gonna say all love, one love. You know what the hell I thought?
No. When I say all together, we gonna say what?
One love. All together.
Who the fuck said all love? I said all together. You did. Here we go. Run the motherfucking top. Motherfucker, I called in the jet sweep right. Ralo done scrambled left. Talking about shit. I just got a first down. Here we go. You ready? When I say all together, we're gonna say what?
One love.
Say less. Here we go. One finger. One pinky. One thumb. All together. One love. Yeah! Appreciate you, man.
Anytime.